there, I'm Susan Beyer, and this is Fun with Research. Thanks for joining me today. I want to talk today about one of what I think is just the best opportunities that a lot of people miss when conducting research for their organization, or if you're an agency, for your clients, and that is inviting participants to participate in further research with you. It's so simple. It's, in my experience, very successful, and it is a powerful way to build a vehicle for allowing your customers, clients, prospects to engage with you willingly on the ideas you have, provide you feedback, give you more insight on topics of the day. It's just really powerful, and I'm amazed that so many people don't think about doing this when they're conducting research for their organizations or their clients. So can you do this? You absolutely can. One of the questions I get commonly is, well, how do you do this if responses are anonymous in a survey that you're running, which I would argue they should be. And it's not actually that complicated. One of the things you can do is put a question like this at the very end of your survey: would you be willing to engage in more research with my organization, or with this particular client, or on this particular topic? And make it completely optional. But you'll be surprised, in our studies, we have 40 to 60%, sometimes even higher, of respondents volunteer to engage in more research with our clients, which is terrific. But if you want to ensure that these folks can retain the anonymity of their responses on the survey that they're answering now, what you do at the end of your survey, for example, is instead of, when they say, yes, I'd be interested, you automatically send them to a separate survey, which is just the form that's where they provide their contact information, so that you can reach out to them. And they only see that if they've volunteered for more research with you. So it's only the people who said yes, but you take them to actually a separate survey. And what that does is break the link between their contact information and what they've said on the survey that they've just taken. It puts a wall between your ability to collect contact information for future research and to go and connect someone's name or email address to the responses that they gave about your organization, their satisfaction levels, their challenges, any of that kind of stuff that you may have asked in your previous survey. So it's not that complicated to do. And then what you end up with is a separate survey, which is basically just the contact form that has a collection of people who have opted in to participate in more research with you, which is incredibly valuable. A couple of things that you need to consider before you engage in this. Their willingness to participate with more research is going to be based on their experience with the research you've just had them participate in. So, if you're getting very high levels of people willing to engage with you for future research, that's a pretty good sign that the experience they had was good. If you're getting very low signups, it could be that they weren't very happy with the survey that they just took. For example, that they felt it was misleadingly long, or it was confusing, or it didn't seem relevant to them, or didn't sort of function the way they wanted it to. Maybe it wasn't mobile optimized, or whatever. So you want to do everything you can, as you really should in all cases, to make sure that your user experience for someone participating in research with you is excellent, and that will increase the likelihood that they'll be willing to do it again. You want to ask that question at the end of the survey, and as I said, you want to make it absolutely clear that it is optional. It is not required. If you have an incentive in your survey, you want to specify that their volunteering for more research in no way affects their entry into your sweepstakes contest, or their ability to get the gift card you're offering, or whatever. They really need to know that it's completely volunteer. And then when you have that group of people, you need to be careful with how you use it. The first thing you want to do is keep in touch. In fact, in an ideal world, fairly quickly after volunteering, they get some kind of note from your organization or your client's organization saying, we're so grateful for your participation in our study and for volunteering to participate in more. This is what we're going to be doing. If you don't know your plans yet, if you haven't sort of structured your feedback program yet, you could just let them know that that's something you're working on, but you've gotten their volunteer form and you're grateful for them participating. And then keep in touch on a regular basis. Some of our clients have a monthly survey that's maybe just a couple of questions that goes out to this group that's asking either something very topical that's happened in the industry that they want some feedback on, or they're checking in on some information they got in the original survey and they want to see if that has changed or whatever. These don't have to be long, very short and sweet, but the people who have volunteered really do want to have input. So give them that opportunity. Don't just leave them sort of hanging for months and months on end. On the other hand, don't abuse the gift that they have given you, right? The willingness to take some time out of what is undoubtedly a busy day for them and share their perspective with you is a gift. So you don't want to abuse it. Don't pester them with stuff all the time. Have sort of an anticipated schedule of when they may see things, whether that's a couple of times a year or once a quarter or every week. You know, that seems a little frequent to me, but you want to make sure they know sort of what to expect, and then don't abuse that. Don't drag them through tons of very long feedback forms or surveys or anything like that. Don't be too demanding of them. They may fill out a 15-minute survey for you once or twice a year, but they're not going to want to do that every, 2 weeks. The other thing is, you need to tell them when they're signing up what the purpose of their volunteering is, and it should be for research and further feedback opportunities. Now, that could be maybe you'd be willing to do a one-on-one interview, or maybe you'd be willing to participate in an online focus group, or take another survey, or test some products, or whatever. But what you should stipulate is that them volunteering for more research with you doesn't mean that they're going on a sales list. It doesn't allow you to pester them about buying stuff from them or buying more stuff for them. So you need to maintain a really bright line between what you're asking them to do that is feedback focused and the kinds of things you would ask a prospect maybe who came to your website and asked for some more information in terms of feeding them, signing them up for newsletters. That is not what these people have signed up for. They can do that if they want to, but don't confuse the two, because you'll rapidly lose the faith of people who have agreed to provide feedback if they're constantly getting pestered by your salespeople or getting promotional offers or all of that kind of stuff. So make sure that if you're doing this, you treat these people well. They are giving you quite a gift. But I can tell you, I have clients who started with communities of maybe just a couple of hundred of these folks and now have thousands of them that are regularly engaging with the organization, testing new products, giving feedback on creative perspectives on things that are happening out there, and it is worth its weight in gold. So if you are conducting research of any kind in your organization or for your clients, consider whether simply asking at the end, would you be willing to engage in more, is something that would be valuable for you. My guess is that there are situations in which you can gain a lot more from your research than you're doing right now. Hope you found that helpful. We'll see you next Friday on Fun with Research. Thanks for joining me.